President Putin, I get it, I understand. I know why you invaded Ukraine. You want Russia to be proud again. You want to return to the glory days of the Soviet Union. You said once yourself that the dissolution of the Soviet Union was the greatest catastrophe that happened to the Russian people. I get it. You want to make Russia great again. Plus, you also see the West as a threat. That because we like to criticize you, because we like democracy and freedom, and we don't like the way you do things, and you see us as a threat to your power, to your legitimacy, to your regime. So you want Ukraine to be that buffer between Russia and the West so that you can feel safe. President Putin, I understand. I understand why you're doing this. In our pursuit to be great, sometimes we make mistakes. Your country and mine. For the United States, it was a mistake for us to go into Vietnam, and then Iraq, and then Afghanistan. For Russia, it was a mistake, again, to go into Afghanistan, and Chechnya, and Georgia, and today, Ukraine. But I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to discuss the morality and ethics of this invasion. I'm not here to talk about international law. I'm not here to talk about what's right and wrong. I want to talk about how to realize your goals to make Russia great again and how to give you safety, because that is really what you want. So first, let's start with some situational awareness. You're ex-KGB. I'm sure you understand the importance of situational awareness. Where are we today? So today, one of your top generals, most decorated generals in your military, Vitaly Gerasimov, he was killed in action by the Ukrainian military. They knew exactly where he was. Exactly. And killed him very precisely with a sniper rifle. And when he was dead, your people was unable to communicate that message to you because IRA, the cryptography communication system that your military uses and took billions of dollars to develop, was down. It did not work. Have you wondered why it's down? Why it didn't work? They were unable to communicate that message back to you. So what they had to do was they grabbed a Ukrainian cell phone with a Ukrainian SIM card to reach you and to inform you of that bad news. Also 3 days ago, another one of your top generals, Andrei Sukhovsky, this is somebody you know. He was also killed in action. We knew the Ukrainian military knows exactly where he was and also took him out of action. Now, Andre is somebody that you know fairly well. You guys developed your careers together in the KGB. I understand you have a personal relationship. It must hurt just a little bit when somebody you know has passed away. That is the tragedy of war. Also today, off the coast of Odessa, one of your modern battleships was sunk to the bottom of the sea by rocket launchers. Rocket launchers onshore managed to sink one of your modern battleships in the middle of the night. How does the Ukrainian military know exactly where your battleship is in the middle of the night and able to sink it with merely rocket launchers? Have you wondered about that? Every day, the Ukrainian military is shooting down fighter jets, helicopters. Your tanks and your convoys are stuck because your communication systems do not work. Like I said, your IRA cryptography system has failed. Everything you're doing on the battlefield is open channel. Everybody knows what you're doing, and we know exactly, the Ukrainian military knows exactly what is happening in your troops. Your troops are demoralized. A lot of them have already defected. They don't want to fight this war because they think like you, that the Russian and Ukrainian people are one. Why are they killing their own brothers? They don't want this war. A lot of them have already defected. And communication is down. There's no way to communicate messages between troops and headquarters. And you're suffering heavy casualties. Your convoys and your tanks are being ambushed by Ukrainian military that you never see on TV. Have you ever wondered why you never see them on TV? Have you ever seen the Ukrainian military, the Ukrainian army? They're like fucking ninjas. They just go in, kill your tanks, and they disappear. All we see is your destroyed tanks. Have you wondered how that happens? That is the situational awareness of the conflict right now. So that is the situation on the ground in Ukraine. Let's talk about the economic sanctions. Since we've implemented the economic sanctions, the Russian ruble has dropped to its lowest level. Pretty soon, the Russian ruble will be worth less than the paper that is printed on. What this means is that the Russian people will be poor. There will be great suffering in Russia because of your actions in Ukraine. And 2 weeks ago, we were not sure if we could impose further sanctions. But because of your brutality, because of what you're doing in Ukraine, and the public sees what is happening, that innocent people are getting killed, they're getting injured, a lot of people are getting displaced, millions of people are being displaced because of your invasion. There's a lot of sympathy in the West, and this allows our government to impose further sanctions against your government. So today, I have announced that the United States will no longer import any oil and gas from Russia, effective immediately. I can do this because my people support what we do. They're willing to pay more for energy. They're willing to pay more for gas at the gas pump if it means that they are supporting freedom and democracy and Ukrainian people and against your invasion of Ukraine. The Western world will follow suit. We will stop importing oil and gas from Russia, and this will put Russia further into poverty, and your economy will collapse before the end of April. You'll run out of money to continue to fund this war, and your people will have to line up long lines outside the grocery stores, just like the old days in the Soviet Union, to get food, to get groceries. So in a way, you want Russia to return to the glory days of Soviet Union. You have done it, President Putin. You have done it. You have made it happen. The international community is united against you. Maybe with the only exception of China and President Xi Jinping, because I know President Xi Jinping and you like to suck each other's dicks. I get it. You like to suck each other's dicks. But let me ask you this. How long do you think he's going to continue to suck your dick, knowing that your military will fail, your economy is going to collapse, and you are in your final days in government? In fact, if he continues to suck your dick, he can expect the same level of economic sanctions imposed on China. We are committed in our resolution to support what is right and to oppose this illegal and unethical invasion. In World War II, it was the good guys versus the bad guys. It was the Allied against the Axis. We were the allies. We're fighting evils of the world. And it's happening again. But it's now democracy and freedom versus dictators. The world versus Putin and Xi Jinping. And we're going to win this one too. Your military is failing. Your economy is collapsing. Your three pillars of power, your oligarchs, they're getting poorer every day. Your military, they're frustrated. They're demoralized. And your bureaucrats, They don't want to see a poor and weak Russia. Your three pillars of power are failing beneath you. How long do you think you can stay in power? President Putin, your vision of a great Russia will end with your regime, with your government. And the only way to truly realize a great Russia is by stopping this invasion. Save your economy, save your people, save the people in Ukraine, the innocent people that are suffering because of your invasion. And I understand your need for safety. So let me make you an offer. If Russia withdraws from Ukraine completely, including the areas of Crimea and Donbass, the United States will guarantee that Ukraine will not be a member of NATO, which means that you will have your safety, that Ukraine will be a neutral space between Russia and the West. And the American government will never support Ukraine as a member of NATO. However, this requires your complete withdrawal from Ukraine in the next 7 days. This offer is only valid within the next 7 days. President Putin, I knew you were going to invade Ukraine. That's why I told the whole world about it. I knew that you were going to invade Ukraine not just 2 weeks ago. I knew that you were going to do it years ago. We knew that. And we've been preparing for it. Putin, I don't want you to lose this war. I don't want you to fail in this military operation. I don't want your economy to collapse. Because all of those things does not help you build a great Russia. All those things does not make your Russian nation proud. And what is happening now is the opposite of what you want. The whole world is against you and your government. Your country is getting poor. And now is the time to change course. To go in a different direction. Withdraw your military from Ukraine in its entirety. The Western world will lift its economic sanctions. Everything goes back to normal. And you will have what you want, which is a neutral Ukraine that cannot join NATO, that acts as a buffer between the West and Russia. And you will be safe in a position to build a great Russia under your vision. No poverty, no war, no economic sanctions, no dead Russian soldiers carried back home. Now's the time to end this invasion. I know you will do the right thing.